Hello, once again, you're welcome to the Networking Basics course. I'm happy that you're able to join us. Remember to click subscribe, like, and click the notification bell of this channel so that you can always get notification about the new videos. Now, right now, we're just going to look at a brief overview of what we will be looking at in this particular course. For those of you that intend to do a certification or intend to have a skill that you will call your own, the certification path at the end you're going to have is what we call the network technician. And remember, like I said in the previous video, this course is for absolute beginners, people who want to start from the scratch, people who have confusion about certain concepts in networking, people who are network administrators and they are having challenge in managing their network, people who want to be veterans in networking. This course is for you. All right, now, in the course, we says that this course offers the foundation of networking and networking devices, media, and protocols. You will observe data flowing through a network and configure devices to connect to networks. Finally, you will learn how to use different network applications and protocols to accomplish networking tasks. The knowledge and skills you gain can give you a starting point to find a rewarding career in tech. So in module 1, we will be looking at communication in the connected world. In module 2, we'll be looking at network components, types, and connections. And in this particularly, we will focus on client servers, network components, ISP connectivity options, network components types, and connection summary. We will also look in module 3, we'll look at wireless networks and mobile networks. And in that, we'll be looking at the concept of what wireless networks are, mobile device security, and then we'll look at wireless and mobile device security summary. Then module 4, we will now learn how to build a small home network. Maybe in your house or in your office, you want to set up a small network, you're going to build that. So we'll be looking at home network basics. We'll be looking at network technologies in the home. We'll be looking at wireless standards. We'll be looking at setting up a home router. And that is what we'll be looking at. Then in module 5, we'll be looking at communication principles. And in communication principles, we'll be looking at communication protocols, then communication standards, and then network communication models, and then communication principles summary. Module 6, we'll be looking at network media. All right, in network media, we'll basically be looking at this network media, and particularly we have different types. We have the optical media, the copper media, and the wireless media. And then module 7, we'll be looking at the access layer. All right, the access layer, and we'll be looking at encapsulation and the Ethernet frame, and then we'll look at the access layer. In module 8, we'll be looking at internet protocol, and particularly we will focus on the aspect of IP version 4, all right? The addressing structure, how IP version 4 is, and how, just the general introduction to IP addressing, okay? Then from there, we'll be looking at IP version 4 and network segmentation. Okay, and network segmentation. And what we'll be focusing on is unicast, broadcast, and multicast. What are these concepts? What are they all about? And we'll be looking at that. Then we'll be looking at types of IP version 4 addresses. We'll also be looking at network segmentation. What is this network segmentation? Especially the aspect of subnetting, okay, and things like that. We'll be looking at all these things in this particular. So just before we continue, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and then click the notification bell so that you will also get notified anytime we have updated videos. Module 10, we'll be looking at IP version 6 addressing format. What then is the difference between IP version 4 and IP version 6? We'll be looking at it in this particular module 10. Then module 11, we'll be looking at dynamic addressing with DHCP. All right. DHCP is Dynamic Host Control Protocol. And what are we going to be focusing there? We'll be looking at static and dynamic addressing, and then how to configure DHCP. All right. We'll look at that for both IP version 4 and IP version 6. In the IP version 6, we'll be looking at the issues in IP version 4 and what brought us to IP version 6. Okay. Then module 12, we'll be looking at network boundaries. After which we'll be looking at network address translation. Okay, that is NAT. So if in your organization you want to know how internet works, especially when your service provider drops your internet, how then do you work? We will find out that. Module 13, we'll be looking at ARP process. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, and we'll focus on MAC and IP, and we'll be looking at broadcast containment. Okay. Module 14, we'll be looking at the need for routing, and then we'll be looking at the routing table, and then we'll see how we can create a local area network based on this. Module 15, we'll be looking at the concept of TCP and UDP. That is Transport Control Protocol and then User Datagram Protocol. What are these protocols? And what are we going to be looking at when it comes to it? And we'll look at the concept of port numbers as well. Module 16, we'll look at the application layer services. Application layer services. There are different services that you can configure on your own network. What are those services? First of all, look at the relationship between clients and servers. Then we'll be looking at network application services. Then we'll be looking at the domain name system, the DNS. What is this DNS? How does it work? How do we set it up? We'll look at that. We'll be looking at web clients and servers. We'll be looking at FTP clients and servers. We'll be looking at virtual terminals. We'll be looking at email and messaging services. All these services, we're going to be looking at them. Then finally, in module 17, we're going to be looking at how to troubleshoot. Okay, what are those tools and utilities that you're going to need when it comes to network troubleshooting and management? So that's what we're going to be looking at. Now, for this course, we're going to be having tests and assignments and exams. And interestingly, we have a lot of resources. They are packet tracer resources. Basically, they are lab activities. During these courses, we're not going to rush it. We'll take our time and then make sure that we understand these things. And then we'll be having lab activities and how to configure the wireless router and DHCP, how to examine NAT. We'll be looking at all these activities, you know, lab activities on packet tracer and things like that. So all these lab activities. So you see that this course is a packed field course. And like I said from the beginning, don't worry about too many technical terms. We want to start from clean slate, from absolute zero. So you don't have networking background, you don't have whatever, but you have an interest, you want to learn it, then this course is for you. It's going to be an online session, and it's going to be on the YouTube channels. So each time we have the session, I'll be dropping it on the YouTube link so that you will get notified as soon as you get it. So I want to thank you very much for making time to be part of this course. I will also, in the comment section or the description, I'll be dropping a link where you can access downloadable materials for this course, like the softwares, the packet tracers, and things like that. I'm also going to be dropping link if you want to enroll in this particular course free of charge, then you can be able to enroll. And then as we take it, you go with me on it. So at the end of the day, you will have your own certificate. And then if you wish to write a certification, the network technician's specific certification, you do let me know and we will guide you through how you will go through that. So once again, thank you very much for being part of today's session. Look forward to seeing you in the next session. Thank you and have a lovely day.